Hello everybody, and welcome to another flight simulator video. And we are flying really far north today in Norway, from here in, as you can see, Tromsø Lufthavn. So that is Tromsø airport, and this is, believe it or not, a completely freeware airport. Now it doesn't look that impressive from this side, but just look at the scenery. It's beautiful. You've got that bridge over there that goes into the main city, the mountains in the background, some fjords over there, and the wonderful Norwegian winter. Now, interestingly, there is an interior to this. This is an arrivals hall, which is actually really nice. Two lots of arrival belts here, and not much else. There's no departure area. However, there is a gate seating waiting area, whatever you want to call it. Now, I'm assuming this area is probably for international flights because they're in an enclosed area, or they could just be enclosed waiting areas. Weirdly as well, there are some random walking passengers, which is nice as well, especially for a freeware. So adding a bit more life to the game. There's an aircraft parked there, not our aircraft. We've got beautiful signage. These are 2D, but that's fine. 3D seating, gate areas, lovely, beautiful. We got the signage up here, Norwegian to Bergen. And then our gate, which is situated just over here. Is it over here? Where is our gate? There's SAS A320 departing over there. And as I say, what a wonderful scenery this is. Anyway, we're going to go over to our gate, which is in fact the one over here, the SAS. And today we are flying SAS flight. There's our SAS A320neo, which has come from Oslo, and we'll be flying to Longyearbyen, right up into the Arctic Circle. Flight time of about 1 hour and a half. There's a lot of activity going on here in Tromsø. But here is our aircraft at the gate now, and we'll jump into the aircraft and start preparing for our departure. So let's jump outside. This is our aircraft. We are on Romeo Zulu X-ray, and we're chasing the sun up to Longyearbyen. Especially now, Longyearbyen no longer gets full sunlight days because it's now the height of the winter. So we're just gonna shoot back around the aircraft, and then we'll jump in for our pre-flight checks. Jump into the cockpit. We got 5 more minutes for the alignment of the inertial reference system, which is fine. We'll open the door because we're on the ground anyway. So our flight today is SAS 4414 from Tromsø to Longyearbyen in Stavanger. Now, interestingly, our alternate airport is ESNX, which is in Sweden, and that means we're going to be carrying quite a fair amount of fuel. So we're going to put the payload into the aircraft, because this is Inibuilds, the one in here. We have fuel on board, 8,580 kilograms, and we're going to set up our flight management system. So as per usual, we'll go to init page, request init. I'll wait for another minute before I'll request for, actually we can request for boarding now using GSX. And we'll request boarding, and we have a full load, 180 passengers on board today, cargo at 2.3 tons. Very good. So init page, we've requested our flight plan. Our block fuel is 8.6 and 0 fuel weight and CG. And we've got all of our predictions. Anyway, we'll go back to flight plan. We'll set for our departure today. We'll double check our flight plan on here. I could have done it through the flight bag, electronic flight bag. So we are takeoff runway 36. Departure will be nobody. And our departure will be Longyearbyen 7 Alpha. This departure is directly to the north. As you can see, runway 36 means we're pointing directly to the north. So we're pointing exactly in the direction where we want to go. Now, interestingly, with this flight as well, let me see if I can show you. This is a flight that's considered as an ETOPS flight. ETOPS being the requirement for aircraft with 2 engines to fly over areas where there is okay, they don't have the maps on here, so I have to open it on the dispatch here, but I'll show you the map on here and you'll see okay, they didn't put it on here either, but this is in fact an ETOPS flight, which is the enhanced twin engine out procedure, what you call it. So anyway, passengers are boarding through the jet bridge, baggage is loading, and this flight SAS 4414 originated from Oslo and is operated I think it's twice a week. So it flies from Oslo to Tromsø, then Tromsø up to Longyearbyen. And Longyearbyen, as I said, is really far up north. Anyway, we're going to get the ATIS so we know what we're doing. QNH here is currently, let's have a look at the, oh wait, we need to put this one on volume.
Tromsø Airport information Alpha 1000 Zulu.
So we have QNH of 990, so we're low pressure today.
1,300 feet scattered, ceiling 4,100 feet overcast. Temperature 0.
And then we'll set on this side.
10.
And we'll definitely be having a de-icing, or yeah, de-icing before we depart as well.
DFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back, hold short instructions. Advise controller on
Fuel
initial
pumps can
contact
come
using
on.
Alpha. Tromsø Airport information Alpha 1000.
And then we'll set the APU on as well,
Visibility 6.
so we can get ready for our departure.
1,300 feet scattered, ceiling
So
4,100
it's
feet
0
overcast.
degrees outside. Let's get our
Tromsø
IFR
Tower
clearance
Scandinavian
so we can prepare for our
4414
departure
IFR
as
to Echo
well.
November Sierra Bravo, ready to copy.
Scandinavian 4414 is cleared to Echo November Sierra Bravo Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 36 climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Departure frequency is 118.55 squawk 6533. Wide row 2 Golf Bravo contact photo center on 118.55. Good day.
Scandinavian 4414 cleared to Echo November Sierra Bravo Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 36 climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Departure on 118.55 squawk 6533.
Scandinavian 4414 readback is correct. Contact ground on 118.305 when ready to taxi.
Alright, that is perfect. So we got our clearance now,
Wide row 2 Golf Bravo.
so
Goodbye.
that's all good. We've inputted
Wide row 9 or Papa
everything
Juliet
we
is
needed
full
to
taxi.
in here. Our arrival, we'll actually set the arrival as well. We're expecting to arrive.
Roger, wide row 9 or Papa Juliet.
Let's see. Let's go back to the top. Direct routing. So we're expecting arrival on 09. So we'll do the ILS 09, insert. And the weather up there is very, very cold. We just double check on flight radar. and then we'll prepare for our departure. So Longyearbyen weather currently is -14, and they've got few clouds at 1,500, scattered clouds at 4,500, and currently cloudy, but still very cold. So we just wait for our baggage and passengers to complete boarding, and then we will proceed for our departure. While we're at it, we can do our performance for our takeoff. So we will synchronize the weather. We have, it looks like dry conditions outside. Flaps 1, aircon on. We'll put the anti-ice on as well. Force toga no, so we'll continue. Perfect, we've got plenty of space. Limitations, runway length. Yep. So we got flex at 40 degrees, V1 at 133, VR at 133, V2 at 134. Gross weight at 28.4. So we'll send that to the FMGS. It should say confirm data, and we're all in. Very good, very good. Baggage has been collected. Has been inputted. We'll increase our temperature a little bit as well, and then we'll get the APU bleed on. We'll turn off the external power. We don't need the external power anymore, and most of the passengers are on. We've got 140 passengers on already, so we just wait for the final passengers to enter our aircraft. So in reality, at this point, they'll be making final calls. Final call for SAS flight 4414 to Longyearbyen. Passengers, please make their way to gate number 19. Yeah, a bit of a bug with the jet bridge there with GSX passengers, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I can hear a turboprop. That's probably that Videro that we heard on the radio. Yeah. There's a Videro -8 backtracking at the runway there. So final passengers coming on board. We are pretty much ready to go. We'll get that GPU disconnected. GPU can be disconnected. We'll leave the chocks in place for now. We got 10,000 on selected, and the beauty with the Airbus, it's pretty straightforward to get started really. Alright, I'm going to check GSX. I think the boarding is complete now. Boarding complete, so let's prepare for pushback. Would you like to de-ice? Yes, of course, we need to de-ice. It's better safe to be sorry. Better safe than sorry. So we'll remove the chocks from... Chocks have been removed. De-icing trucks are on their way. So we'll turn the engine bleeds off and packs off for the for this part, and then we'll, where's the ditching? They say that you should put the ditching switch on as well, as it will block up any, oh, I can't reach the switch. It will close all hatches so that the de-icing equipment or the de-icing liquid doesn't go inside. So let's do that then, and we'll just wait for our de-icing. De-icing is there already. We'll confirm that we want, we'll do fluid 1 because it's not too bad. We just need to remove ice. It's better safe than sorry, in my opinion, and I think most pilots would probably agree with the same sentiment.
Tromsø IFR to Bodo, ready to copy. Scandinavian 4561 is cleared to Bodo Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 36 climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Departure frequency is 123.755 squawk 0053. Scandinavian 4561 cleared to Bodo Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 36 climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Departure on 118.55 squawk 0053. Scandinavian 4561 readback is correct. Contact ground on 118.305 when ready to taxi. Good day. Tromsø ground Scandinavian 4561 requesting pushback. Scandinavian 4561 pushback request.
So the de-icing equipment has been cleared now. So we'll just prepare for our departure.
Tromsø ground Scandinavian 4561 requesting the end of pushback. Scandinavian 4561 request to end pushback received. Tromsø ground Scandinavian 4561 with Alpha ready to taxi IFR. Scandinavian 4561 taxi to and hold short of runway 36 via taxiway 22 Yankee Alpha cross runway 36. Contact tower on 118.305 when ready. Taxi to and hold short runway 36 using taxiway 22 Yankee Alpha cross runway 36 Scandinavian 4561.
Just waiting for that our colleague to pass us so we can commence our pushback. There it is, A320neo, like us, in a beautiful new Scandinavian livery. Let's get rid of our parking brake. Actually, we should close our cockpit door. Cockpit door is closed and locked. No, other way. Okay, doesn't lock. Parking brake is off. We won't start our engines until the pushback is complete, due to icing conditions.
Tromsø Tower Scandinavian 4561 at runway 36 ready for departure IFR to Bodo. Scandinavian 4561 QNH 29.23 wind 359er at 18. Cleared for takeoff runway 36. Cleared for takeoff runway 36 Scandinavian 4561.
So we'll just wait for the pushback to be complete, and then we'll start engine number 1 and go to engine number 1 and then through to number 2. That'll be our sequence today. Once engine 1 has been fully started, then we'll commence with the taxi. So engine number 1. Beautiful puff of smoke coming out of the engine due to the cold weather. This is courtesy of Parallel 42. Look at those effects, absolutely stunning, isn't it? Because it's a cold start engine, and this is what you normally get with cold starts. Anyway, engine 1 is good, so we'll confirm with GSX and then we'll start engine number 2. Engine number 2 is starting now as well. You can see there puffs of smoke still coming out due to the fact that it's a cold start. And as I say, engine number 2 is now running up. Just look at how stunning that is. The scenery, the cold weather, and the dispatcher showing us the bypass pin and also waving goodbye. She's gone off there to the side, so let's do our after start checklist. First thing we'll do is our flight controls checks. So flight controls checks, please. So we go full left and full right and neutral, full up, full down and neutral, rudder left, rudder right and neutral. Flaps to 1 for takeoff. APU bleed can come off, APU can come off. We're going to put the anti-ice on. Probe heats are going on because it's cold, and then we'll request for our taxi. We'll arm the spoilers and we'll set the trim. Trim is down 0.7. Down 0.7. We'll just wait for the video to give us clearance.
Tromsø ground Scandinavian 4414 with Alpha ready to taxi IFR.
We'll get that dome light off as well. I use the floodlights here. This can go into norm.
Taxiing hold short runway 36 via taxiway Yankee Alpha cross runway 36 Scandinavian 4414.
Alright, let's commence our taxi.
Tromsø ground wide
The
row
flight
7
attendants are
kilo
ready
Mike
now.
requesting pushback. Wide row 7 kilo Mike pushback request accepted.
And 10 knots, brake checks. Test takeoff config, normal, no blue. There's a little bit of a mist coming off the water here as well, which is really nice. I'll just get our transponder on now as well. And then we're going to request for our takeoff. Actually, we need to get a bit closer to the runway. Then we need to do a backtrack. The aircraft is stuck.
Tromsø ground wide row 7
Why is the
kilo
aircraft
Mike
not
requesting
moving?
the end of pushback. Wide row 7 kilo
Can't get the
Mike
aircraft to
request end
move.
pushback received.
No parking brake. I'm not stepping on the foot brakes either.
Tromsø ground wide row 7 kilo Mike with Alpha ready.
And the aircraft doesn't want to move.
Wide row 7 kilo Mike taxi to and halt short of runway 36 via taxiway 24 Charlie cross runway 36 Bravo Yankee Alpha cross runway 36.
What's going on here?
Contact tower on 118
The aircraft doesn't want to move at all.
when ready.
Parking brake on, parking brake off.
Taxiing halt short runway 36 using taxiway 24 Charlie cross runway 36 Bravo Yankee Alpha cross runway.
The aircraft doesn't want to move very well. You have to use so much power for the move. There we go. I was thinking, why are we not moving?
Tromsø Tower Scandinavian 4414 at runway 36 ready for departure IFR to Echo November Sierra Bravo.
Scandinavian 4414 QNH 29.23 wind 359er at 22. Cleared for takeoff runway 36. Wide row 7 kilo Mike hold position caution the departing Airbus A320neo.
Why are we turning that way?
Cleared for takeoff runway 36 Scandinavian 4414.
Just going to use the toe brakes. Look at that windsock though.
Hold position wide row 7 kilo Mike.
And we'll taxi to the end, we'll backtrack. Let's get rid of that window for now. So we'll backtrack here so we can make use of the full length of the runway. Landing lights coming on now. And we'll just stop at the runway first and then we'll set for takeoff. So we're expecting 1 hour and 25 minutes flight time. Okay, brakes on. Chronos are coming on now as well. Stabilize the engines. Release the brakes. Flex SRS runway. Auto thrust blue. Slight left rudder just to maintain the center line. 100 knots. V1 and rotate. Positive climb, gears coming up.
Scandinavian 4414, contact photo center on 118.55. Good day.
118.55 Scandinavian 4414. Goodbye.
Wide road.
Photo Center Scandinavian 4414 is at 1,200 feet, climbing 10,000 feet.
Scandinavian 4414 photo center QNH 29.23 radar.
Time thrust.
Continue to TC 603.
Not much to see out the windows today. Low visibility. (2,500 feet). Autopilot's coming on. Lights out. And flaps up. S speed. And green dot speed 220, flaps are up. Not much to see in the way of the terrain today. Should probably put the terrain on, but shortly after this we'll be departing out and there'll be no more terrain, it'll just be all sea. Nothing to see on the right side, but the left side you can definitely see some mountains just peeking their way through the clouds. We'll leave the seatbelt sign on.
Scandinavian 4414 climb and maintain 15,000 feet.
15,000.
Climb and maintain 15,000 feet Scandinavian 4414.
And the scenery is really starting to come in now as we've come out of the mist of the fjords down below. We're hitting some turbulence here as well, and we're now at, looks like we're at 10,000 feet acceleration altitude. Landing lights can come off. I will maintain the anti-ice for the engines for now.
Scandinavian 4561 climb and maintain.
And they've given us clearance all the way up now. Oh no, they haven't. Why did I get that call sign wrong? Alright, similar number, that's why. Anyway, there's not much else for me to do. I'm just going to leave you in peace and enjoy the scenery. And then it will be pretty much just flying over sea the rest of the way. We've got some turbulence, as you can see, but it's okay. So I'll see you on the other end, and I hope you enjoy this flight. Welcome back, everybody. We are approximately 80, say about 100 miles nautical before our top of descent. Got an interesting message saying there that the destination airport is below minimums, but we are flying ILS. We should be okay, but in the unlikely event that we have to go back to Tromsø, we do definitely have plenty of fuel. We left with 8,000. We left with what was it? Over 8,000 kilos of fuel. We're now just under 6, so that's 2,000 kilos. Another fuel burn of about 1.5. If we were to go back, so that's what 2,000, 3,000 kilos of fuel to go back. That gives us an extra 1,500 kilos. Thereabouts. So you always got to think about these calculations, because especially being out here where there's no alternate airports like close by. So Longyearbyen is really only our choice. So Longyearbyen is approximately now, we're about 100, let's say about 200 nautical miles away from Longyearbyen. So we have to start thinking about our arrival now. So looking ahead for the ILS into 09. The airfield itself is, we have 2,500 feet of runway, 2,500 meters of runway, and we want to aim to taxi on taxiway Bravo on a 09 arrival. That's pretty much straight down, 3/4 the length down the runway. With that in mind, we don't, forget that the Inibuilds default EFB here doesn't have the landing calculations, but we can have a look at the METAR that I've just refreshed just a moment ago, so we can see what our weather conditions are like. So the winds are at 090 at 6 knots, which is perfect for our 09 arrival, with a variable 050 and 130 degrees, so it's not too bad. The variability of it is okay, and it still favors 09 arrival with good visibility actually. A few clouds at 1,500. QNH 1014. No significant changes are expected, and noticeable wind remark at 1,400 feet, 020 at 9 knots. So there's some variation in the wind, but nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy to think about. So we've been in the air now for 49 minutes. We should be on the ground in approximately around about 30 minutes, I would estimate. We can have a look down here. What's our estimated arrival? UTC of 12:05. Time now is 11:29. So approximately 35 minutes until landing. I wonder if GSX will respond. Longyearbyen. I'm guessing we can probably use stand 1. I'm not too sure where on the airfield that is, so that's okay. Anyway, so we've looked ahead as well. We need to start setting up down here as well. In our performance, we go next. QNH, we said 1014. Temperature Temperature at the moment, hang on a second. Yeah, so the temperature at the moment is -14. So we go -14. The winds are currently at 090 at 6 knots. Transition of 5,000 feet. We will do a config free landing. That's what we'll do. And we have a decision altitude of 486 Barrio. So that's pretty much set now. We have 145 knots for our final approach speed, and I'm perfectly happy with that. With the icing conditions, or the cold conditions that we have, and it looks like we're not really gonna make the sunlight today. I'll just get rid of these, don't need these blinds anymore. But this is something that I thought we might be able to make, but it looks like there may still be a little bit of light, but Longyearbyen is now currently in their polar winter. So it's not far now until top of descent. Top of descent is approximately, where are we? 56 nautical miles away, which is very, 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 very good. And the last of the winter sunlight is just disappearing. With the cloud conditions, we probably won't even get to see the sky really. But yeah. So we got mist at 1400, mist at, like here, a few clouds at 1500, but we got mist at 1400 and 1800. So it's going to be a potentially low visibility approach. And we're pretty much set up. I've given a short briefing as well, and we will call our flight attendants to let them know also. So, flight attendant, please prepare for our landing. We'll be descending in a few minutes time, and our arrival will be in approximately 30 minutes. So please get you and your crew ready, and yeah, thank you very much. So that's the flight attendant sorted. We've had a few varying winds from time to time on this flight, which has led to some turbulence, and I've had the seatbelt sign on a couple of times. Currently the seatbelt sign is off. The conditions seem to be relatively calm. You can see the half moon just to our 9 o'clock position. What light there will be up this way because we are so far up north. So at 2,400 meters, we've got plenty of runway. So config free should be fine, especially in these cold conditions. Where the air is a bit thicker, I'd rather go a little bit faster. Yeah. And then we'll remember to put config free up in the GPWS as well, so we don't get a config warning on the way down. Something to be considerate about as well is the anti-ice. We might have to use anti-icing on the way down, and then we'll prepare our probe heat as well, like we did on our departure. Other than that, there's no other real big things to say, other than the mist might give us some low visibility on the arrival. Anyway, I'll let you enjoy the last of the sunlight, and then we'll be preparing for our descent shortly. So we got our clearance by the Bodo Oceanic to descend down to 280. We're making our way down now. So we are already starting our descent. Hopefully they're gonna tell us to descend further. Especially now that we've reached 280. There we go. 200.
Descend and maintain flight level 200 Scandinavian 4414.
So making our way down. The half moon still to our left side, 9 o'clock position. No light really. So I think the passenger views here, we will probably just leave them unless you want to have a look at these. Look at the strobe lights there. The beacon light reflecting off all surfaces. Yeah. We're now flying over the Svalbard area, the mixture of mountains and islands that are up in this area. If I turn on the terrain map, you might be able to see what I mean. It's like a group of islands here. Actually very, very large, but there's very, very few people there. We've only really one major city, and that's where we're landing in Longyearbyen. and this is part of Svalbard. Interesting facts about Svalbard is that it's a legal requirement to have a gun when you leave the city of Longyearbyen, as they have wild polar bears, which, although polar bears don't have a massive tendency to attack humans, there is obviously a risk that that could happen. There's been a few interesting vloggers who have been up here in recent years and made some interesting videos about Svalbard and Longyearbyen. And for the most part, in fact, these islands are populated with scientists, and some of them are from Russia, some of them are from Europe and the rest of the world. But they also have oil in this area, which is what brings people for work up there as well. Good on our VNav profile, staying just in and around where the green dot is, which is our VNav profile. The aircraft now flying with idle thrust, holding speed of 270 knots. So we're hitting some turbulence. And I'll make an announcement to the passengers. I was going to say good evening, but the sun is just not up here. So good afternoon. It's about 1 o'clock local time, coming up to 1 o'clock local time, and we are started our descent now. We'll be on the ground in approximately 20 minutes. That's 20 minutes. I'm going to turn the seatbelt sign on now as we pass through 20,000 feet. I hope you've enjoyed the flight, and we'll be on the ground in about 20 minutes. The weather conditions on the ground, it's approximately -14 currently, and pretty light winds coming up from the south. Other than that, nothing else to say, but please fasten your seatbelts.
4414 descend and maintain 12,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 12,000 feet, Scandinavian 4414.
We'll refresh the METAR now, just to have a look. If any changes in the winds, there's been a slight shift in the wind, 140 at 4 knots, variable 909 to 10, still okay for our conditions. Few clouds at 1,500, mist at 1,400, mist at 2,000 feet, QNH 1014, still the same QNH, and no significant changes are due. So we're still okay. Look at the reflection of the moonlight on the sea surface here in the Atlantic. Is it the Atlantic or North Sea? I think it's considered the North Sea. If we look to the right side in the distance, there would be Russia. On that side, Greenland, Iceland, somewhere over there. We are so far away from anything, and I think it's amazing that there are flights to places like here. And this is a normal commercially run flight. There are flights every day to Oslo with SAS. Also, Norwegian has flights from Tromsø, and also I think they have some flights to Oslo as well. But for the most part, it's SAS operating flights 4490 and this one 4414. The 4490 is from Oslo, and it's a direct flight all the way up to Longyearbyen, whereas this flight 4414 stops in Tromsø on the way, and then it will continue up on as we are flying on the second leg from Tromsø. As we get closer, I'm bringing the distance bug in, and as we already ran through prior to our descent, we are setting up for config 3 for our landing. The wind conditions, I'm going to actually change the wind conditions to 140 at 4. Temperature and the QNH are still the same, so we can leave it at that. So we do it like that. We're now reaching 12,000 feet. I'm going to put the terrain on. So we'll turn the terrain off for now. We might use it on our final turn in for the ILS. So we'll just wait for... We should be getting some more clearance down. There you go. That's our final call then. 2,600. That'll be where we're capturing the ILS.
Descend and maintain 2,600 feet, Scandinavian 4414.
I'm going to turn on the landing system displays, although we're not in range for the for it yet. Speed is creeping up, and we're just meeting our VNAV profile. I'll just keep an eye on it, because what I can do as well, if we have trouble meeting the VNAV profile and or the speed is climbing, we can always use the speed brakes, and we should be slowing down in just a moment, because we need to get down to less than 250 knots. So we're going to use the speed brakes now. Landing lights are coming on now that we are below 2,500 feet. And let's have a look. Static temperature minus 27. And speed brake can come back up to the retract. And you can't really see anything out the window. So Longyearbyen has a population of about 2,500 people, so it's a very, very small place. It's important as well that we are concentrating, as we have no visibility out of our windows, or very, very little visibility, and we have islands in and around us, so we have to be very, very careful. Good thing is though, at the moment, skies are pretty clear. You can see some mountains in the distance there. Should be alright for our arrival. So we'll just keep an eye out on our displays. We'll turn on our terrain display now, so we can make sure that we don't end up going into any terrain unnecessarily. (1014) on the QNH. (1014). Speed limit exceed, I know. So just before we make this turn at the next waypoint, we want to get ourselves into the approach mode for the speeds, so that we can configure early. Talking of configuring early, let's set the landing GPWS to landing gear, landing flaps free. Get the probe window heat on. Actually, we probably don't need that now. I don't actually think we'll need the anti-ice either, to be honest. I think we should be okay, actually.
Scandinavian 4414, you are 18 miles west. Descend and maintain 5,100 feet. Expect RNAV X-ray runway 09er approach via Gelfo transition. Clear to Gelfo.
Descend and maintain 5,100 feet. Expect RNAV X-ray runway 09er approach via Gelfo
So
transition.
they've
Clear
given
to
us an
Gelfo,
RNAV, but
Scandinavian 4414.
we programmed ILS, which is fine. I'll just check if there is an RNAV arrival actually. Localizer, there is an RNAV. Let's say RNAV X-ray. We can always do the RNAV X-ray. Oh, that's really made it interesting now, hasn't it? We'll go back to the ILS, I think. Better safe than sorry, I guess. Flaps to 1.
Scandinavian 4414, you are 400 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain 5,100 feet. QNH 29er.95.
Climb and maintain 5,100 feet. Scandinavian 4414.
We should in theory be in range for the ILS. Do I have to change this to... Get that speed down because it's really creeped up. It's the cold thin air, it's hard to keep control. Oh, the ILS hasn't activated, which I was expecting it to do by now. So what we can do then, flaps 2, gonna insert that one.
Scandinavian
We go direct to
5,100 feet.
SP32. Direct.
2,500.
Runway's in sight. Flaps free. Gears coming down. Well, I don't know why we don't have the approach. Ah, there we go. So we're a little bit below.
Scandinavian 4414, please expedite your climb 5,100 feet.
How about we cancel our IFR?
Moto Center Scandinavian 4414 would like to cancel IFR.
Scandinavian 4414 IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 7000.
Then we'll just contact
Frequency change approved.
Longyearbyen. We'll get that dome light off. Get some more floodlights going on as well. Full stop landing.
Tower Scandinavian 44147 miles west 2,200 feet to land.
Scandinavian 4414 tower. QNH 29er 4 wind 138 at 4. Fly straight in runway 09er. Scandinavian 4414 wind 138 at 4. Cleared to land runway 09er.
Clear to land runway 09er Scandinavian 4414.
Now this is very, very difficult to see, but you can hardly see the runway, and you can't see the terrain either. So this is very interesting. Get those landing lights on there as well. Still good on the profile. We'll be disengaging the autopilot in a moment as well. In fact, we'll use the medium braking on this one. Start to see some details outside, like the road there. It's 1,000 feet. Approach lights are checked. Autopilot's coming off. I'm using the instruments more than I am visually because you can hardly tell visually what's going on outside. So it's important to use the instruments to my advantage. The winds are not too bad. A little bit of wind coming off the the right side of the aircraft.
300.
Don't know why there's no landing lights here.
200.
There's the runway.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20, 10, 5.
Touchdown. Reverse green. Again, I don't know why there's no lights, but reverses are coming out. Manual braking. There's Alpha.
or exit runway when able.
Flaps are coming up now. Oh, I think I turned down Alpha instead of down Bravo. That was smart of me, wasn't it? So now I'm on a taxiway that's a little bit too short for this aircraft.
.3 Scandinavian 4414.
So I checked in with GSX earlier and we said stand 1. Let's get the transponder off. Got the APU starting up now as well. Yeah, I think I've used the taxiway that's meant for helicopters. So not a bad landing actually. Pretty good conditions, to be fair. There's one of our colleagues, Scandinavian. Just go around this aircraft without hitting it. Oh, I just realised our strobes are still on. So how do we park up in here? I can see the marshaller, but it looks like all of the ground services has decided to be in our way. So let's just barge our way through so we can conclude our video. Let's get these landing lights off. I think we could have actually maybe have done it a little bit better, but it looks like they are actually right on top of the lines there, so okay. Parking brake off. Okay, so I think in real life they actually leave engine number 2 running with the APU, but I don't know if I can do that on here. I don't know if GSX will allow us to sorry, because I don't know if GSX will allow us to deboard with the engine running. Yeah, you need to stop all engines. Okay, that's fine. So for whatever reason, reposition here. There we go. That's better, because GSX wasn't responding to the deboard request. And the beacon light can come off now. And that's it. Yep, seatbelt sign also comes off. And our camera is all over the shop. So here we are, Longyearbyen, Svalbard Airport. In the midnight, or in the midday winter. And it's completely dark. I was going to say midnight, but it's actually middle of the day, and we've got no lights and the moon. So this is Svalbard, Longyearbyen. I don't know if there's actually a sign. Oh, it wants me to open the rear exit door from here, so we'll do that. Ground, chocks in place, rear exit door. There you go. So here's the main terminal, as you can see here, Svalbard Lufthaven Longyearbyen. Svalbard being the name of the island, Longyearbyen being the name of the city. Now this is actually included as part of Flight Simulator, one of the world updates, and beautifully, look at this. Look, we can see all of the different locations in and around us. London being 3,000 kilometers away, Rome being 4,000 kilometers, New York being 5,500 kilometers, and yeah, and there you go. That's the front of the building, beautifully and lovely. I was going to say there's our colleague, but really what it is, it's our flight being put in there. So let's go have a look at where our passengers are going to go, because I do have a custom setup on here, and then we're going to conclude the video just over here. So thank you for joining me today on this video, and that has been Scandinavian 4414 from Tromsø to Longyearbyen. And I thank you for joining me on this video, and I hope to see you on another one. I'll let you watch the passengers disembark as they walk towards the main terminal. And no one looks like they're dressed, especially this guy in the white is dressed for this really, really cold weather, minus 14 degrees. And I thank you for joining me on this one, and I hope to see you on another one soon. Bye bye.